everything is political except for politics, which is personal. This is personal. He is supposed to be the candidate of hope.
Right.
What he's showing here is disdain. That is off message, and it's off emotion. In debates, sometimes he'll turn his head away, he'll purse his lips, and he'll even close his eyes, like he's rejecting the whole situation. Here he's rejecting her personally. He should have looked more gracious. He should have looked more generous, bigger picture. He made the same mistake, amazingly enough, in New Hampshire, because what he did in New Hampshire, he said, you're likable enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that came back to haunt him, and this is going to come back to haunt him.
We actually have that soundbite.
Okay.
Let's take a look exactly at what Dan Hill's talking about.
He's very likable. I agree with that. I don't think I'm that bad.
You're likable enough.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
The crowd loved that.
Or do they love it, or was that awkward laughter?
I think that was awkward laughter, and what happened is maybe they were okay with it, but as it reverberated in their psyches, and particularly for women voters, within a day or two, backlash had set in. And when I saw Hillary, I saw her in the very event after she had the tears in her eyes in Portsmouth, and she had dropped the disdain from her face, and she looked much warmer, much more personal than Obama, and that should never happen for his campaign to work, because he's got the best smile in the race.
Well, Dan, let me give you the flip side of this, okay? Because Obama's chief strategist has come out and talked about that moment. And he says that Obama thought that it was an awkward moment with Hillary reaching out her hand to embrace Ted Kennedy, who had just endorsed Barack Obama. So he was sort of doing something polite by turning around and giving them a private moment rather than appearing chummy, like arm in arm, hey, here we are together, you lose. So is there any way we could interpret it that way?
No, because I've seen other photographs of the two together. There's one in the Senate well months ago where she is actually ignoring him in this case. He's staring defiantly at her because he's already mad about how the campaign is going.
She has an opportunity to put an end to the controversy. Last night with Chris Wallace, she was asked about it. Here's how it went.
There's an incident last night at the State of the Union address that's getting a little bit of attention. When you came into the hall, we put the picture up. You reached out. Senator Kennedy and Senator Obama were standing side by side. Senator Kennedy shook your hand. Senator Obama says that he was looking away to talk to somebody else. Some people are saying that he snubbed you. Do you feel that you were snubbed last night?
Well, Chris, I reached out my hand in friendship and unity, and my hand is still reaching out, and I look forward to shaking his hand when I see him at the debate in California.
So, what do you think?
Well, that was a pretty tense smile, and, you know, I think it's personal on her side as well at this point.
So, as people look at that picture of Barack Obama turning away from her, what is the message there to women? Is the message that the guys won't deal with me, or what?
Well, it's a bad news because it looks like 2-on-1, and that's the same problem you had in New Hampshire, where you had Edwards and Obama seeming to be attacking her.
Gotcha.
And so you're ganging up. It goes back to playground and who's ganging up on who.
Didn't you hate that?
It's not a pretty picture.
All right. So every time you try to look at candidates as candidates, so the women thing comes up. Every time you try to look at candidates as candidates, people say, well, he's African American. It's just amazing how people can keep using that instead of just looking at the candidates and their attributes.
But I think that Dan is onto something. I don't feel as a woman it's an affront. I feel what he's talking about, it's the playground cliquishness. That it's like the school lunchroom. It's like the playground where you feel like the outsider, woman or not.
Exactly, because we've all been in situations like where we felt rejected. And that doesn't feel good. And the whole point of Obama's campaign is supposed to be inclusiveness. That's why I say it's off message and it's off emotion. He's supposed to be generous and hope.
We're not rejecting you, Dan. The segment has just concluded. Once again, his book is called Emotionomics. Check it out.